Ta-da! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Endless Multiverse, episode 37. Apologies for the delay. We had to get some things fixed over on our end, but we're good to go. Welcome, everybody, to the show. You guys been commenting, talking about stuff, and Andy is not missing again. Andy is here. Andy was here before I even showed up. We had to fix on some stuff. They're rating top whatever shows, movies. I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, it's been a little bit of I wouldn't say hectic week, but there's been news kind of trickling in. Usually there's like a huge dump on Fridays, and today not really. Maybe like one thing, right? No, yeah, one in terms of today, I think.
Yeah.
Which was the Indiana Jones. Other than that, it's kind of slow.
Kind of a slow week, yeah.
Kind of a slow week, guys. But we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna discuss the news and all that. Welcome, Charlie. Welcome.
What's up?
Aiden, we've been using this intro for the last couple episodes. Glad you're here to check it out. But we ready to dive into the show, sir?
Okay. I am now.
Okay, now you're ready. Constantine, take it away.
All right, then. On with the show.
On with the show, indeed. So our first topic is actually a mix of a couple of things because it's not just one project, it's two. One in development and one is coming out next year. We're talking Indiana Jones 5 and Disney wanting to do an Indiana Jones Disney Plus series. So from we have Variety and Empire Magazine a part of all this news here. So Disney's actively looking to develop an Indiana Jones TV show for Disney Plus. Variety has learned exclusively from sources. The Mouse House and Lucasfilm have specifically been bringing up the possibility of a streaming show set in the world of the globe-trotting archaeologist in general meetings with writers of late, sources say. And then it goes on to kind of discuss that they've been talking about this for quite a bit. Jumping over to Indiana Jones 5 that dropped today in terms of these images here, and we actually did get another look at Harrison Ford as well, is that this is due out in 2023, of course, next year. Sources say Disney is currently exploring a number of options to keep the franchise going, which could mean the series, of course, new films, other media, or a combination thereof, basically a variety of things. And there's a lot of debate about this because there was an Indiana Jones TV series back in, I think, the 90s, but...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was a while back. And I think with this idea of them wanting to do a new series in Disney Plus, I understand why they want to. However, it has to be a young Indiana Jones because you can't go older than what Harrison Ford is going to be in Indiana Jones 5. I would presume that maybe Indiana Jones 5 wraps up the storylines, it wraps up, Indiana Jones, but there may be some breadcrumbs or something to maybe tie into it, a series that doesn't have Indiana Jones that's maybe set before, because there are rumors of them doing flashbacks in this film, and apparently a part of the trailer, there's a de-aged Harrison Ford. So I don't know.
Kind of like what they did with Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War.
Yeah, and I don't know how young they're talking with that de-aging. I have no idea, because it could be de-aging him back to when Indiana Jones, around the time of the first three films. We have no idea. But in terms of Indiana Jones 5, it's his last hoorah, and it makes more sense for him to do this movie because, of course, The Skull did not get received well. So this makes sense that they're doing this fifth film so that he ends hopefully on a better note, because that fourth film I don't think that's how you want to end a franchise, especially on the caliber of Indiana Jones, because those first two films are classics. And for that fourth one not to do so well, it makes sense to do another one. How do you feel about this news in terms of Indiana Jones 5s? And then do you think a TV series makes sense, whether it's with Indiana Jones or not, because of the popularity of the franchise?
You know what? It's yeah, because I will say that Indiana Jones was not something that was really part of my childhood, but of course, people who loved all those films and whatnot. And with Indiana Jones 5, yeah, if this is truly meant to be his last time, then I think it's going to be done as a way to just celebrate his legacy and whatnot. But with the news of a TV show at the same time, I think it's it wouldn't shock me if maybe there is someone in that movie that ends up leading the show, and maybe like I mean, because I know Indiana Jones isn't like it's not like a like like Doctor Who, like where like someone becomes a new next Doctor, whatever, and so on. It's like there's one Indiana Jones, and he can regenerate, whatever, and so on. But maybe like we discover Indiana Jones had a son in between these movies, maybe like Indiana Jones Jr. or because doing a reboot just seems a little redundant to me. Like especially right after the fifth one, it's kind of like, what if the fifth one is like huge and epic and so on? Then like, and now we're immediately gonna go back and reboot it. Like, it's so weird. It's just weird to me.
It's like the situation with I don't know if you heard of the Willow film, and they're doing the Willow TV series for Disney Plus. Like that, I haven't seen the Willow film, but it's like a fantasy project under Lucasfilm as well, and they're doing a Willow TV series coming out, I think, either this month or like it's almost out, or it's coming out next month. But it's a continuation from that film. But I don't know what you can do with an Indiana Jones project, like in terms of a Disney Plus series, without Indiana Jones. Like you would have to call it something else than obviously Indiana Jones. They're just saying it's a project. November 30th, Triple X. Okay, so when Willow comes out. Okay, well, I knew it was soon, but I feel like they're gonna have to rename it something else, because like you said, like if it's going to feature somebody else or a reboot, like I feel like it's too soon to reboot. If you're just finishing the franchise or finishing this arc with Harrison Ford 2023, and then in 2024 hypothetically you reboot, that'd be really crappy in my opinion, because it's like you just finished his run and now you're quickly trying to reboot, because Harrison Ford, he doesn't want to reboot. I mean, obviously he's an actor, he can't legally do anything, he doesn't own the rights, but he's like, they better not reboot while I'm still alive. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems a little like it wouldn't be weird to me if this is one of those things where like they're putting in development and then it just gets stuck in development hell, and then we don't hear anything about it for a couple of years, and then eventually like someone take it at some random event and be like, oh yeah, it's yeah, we're gonna do that.
Sean Connery played his father in the second and third film, or was it just the third film? But Sean Connery played his father. They could do a series about his father younger. They could do that. I mean, if you know that character, maybe that could be something they could do, because it's still within the continuity of Indiana Jones, and you could say it's canon to Indiana Jones, and then they could just get an actor who could play a young Sean Connery, like a younger father of Indy, and so you wouldn't have to necessarily try to get a younger actor to portray Harrison Ford in a prequel series or something. So, or what about his son? Yeah, that was Shia LaBeouf's character in 4, because you mentioned son. I thought I mentioned it to you on the phone, but yeah, Shia LaBeouf played his son in the 4th movie. I really hope they don't do that. I don't think Shia LaBeouf would do it, but yeah.
If he's not coming back for
no, there's no word of him returning. I feel like they're going to mention him but not actually show him. That's my guess. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think this is interesting overall. I'm more excited for Indiana Jones 5. Clearly, I'm really excited for that film, because James Mangold directing, of course, director of Logan. He's done some great stuff. So I'm really excited. The Indiana Jones Disney Plus, I feel like once we hear information, I'll have a better idea of how I feel about it. So
when do you think we're going to get that first trailer?
There's people saying that it might come out. It might have came out today, and I don't know, with those cover and stuff, they might drop the trailer next week. I'm hoping it's Monday or Tuesday before I go on my vacation. Please.
Are they gonna show it in front of because we were talking about like when we thought the first Shazam trailer was gonna come, and we thought maybe it's gonna be in front of like the next step. When the first trailer for the Flash movie was gonna come out, we thought it was gonna be in front of Shazam. Might they do it in front of Avatar? Because that's Disney now, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Like, you wait till December to put out your first trailer because I think Indiana Jones comes out in June or July of next year. Like, it's in the middle of next year, I think.
Wait, there hasn't even been a teaser throughout all these months?
No, they've only showed it at D23. The first, I think they think they showed it at Star Wars Celebration because they had, and maybe they didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't show a teaser because they had Harrison Ford come out talking about the character at Star Wars Celebration of all places, but still, it's Lucasfilm, and they played, I think, a new piece from John Williams who's scoring Indiana Jones 5, and they showed like the first image of it.
Oh wow! So he's doing this one too.
Yep, I think this is his final film that he's composing.
Like composing all together.
I think this is it. This is the final one.
Okay, next year we need to do a show next year. After Indiana Jones 5 come out and like do like a big John Williams. I mean, of course, we're not gonna be able to play themes on the show, but like we should do a tribute. He's alive, but like celebrating his legacy from Star Wars and everything. Because I mean, he did every Star Wars movie. Has he done any of the Star Wars TV shows?
I don't think so. They definitely have pulled, I think, elements from his music, but no, he's not composed the shows. Wait, did he do no, I think he did. No, he did Obi-Wan's theme in the Obi-Wan show. He did Obi-Wan's theme. So like the theme song they wrote for Obi-Wan, he actually composed that. So he did make that.
So that might have been our last time
he does Star Wars. Yep.
Oh my god.
The only time you'll hear his music in Star Wars is if the composer pulls or elements or themes that he had written, and then they're just re-recording them for the movie. But
when you say pulls, do you mean like they rescore it?
Yeah, well, they basically re-record it during those sessions and play it, and it's still crediting to John Williams. It's just they're using his. It's like Rogue One. Rogue One was not composed by John Williams, but they used the Vader theme that John Williams, of course, wrote in the film. So they'll still pull his music cues, but they're obviously not getting credited for writing it. It's still John Williams.
Okay. Well, we're excited to see what he does with the Indy 5, and if this is really, the last thing he does. Yeah, it's
yeah.
And man, it feels like it's the end of a lot of amazing. A lot of things.
That's the thing. It's the wrap up of the character. Harrison Ford is not retiring, but this is like he's getting up there in age, and eventually he will retire. And this is John Williams' last film scoring, so this is a big one. This is a big movie.
How does it make you feel? Because I know music is something that you do a lot. You do music reactions so on your channel. Like, how does that make you feel about John Williams? Like, it's
kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, he's over 90 years old. I think he's like 94.
Well, God bless.
Yes, or something. He is. I mean, he did do the Secret Show, but like those were years ago. We're talking 2020, 2023. They could kill Indiana Jones. I don't think they will though. But we have some DC news.
Oh,
for sure, some big old DC news.
Oh God, our bestie daddies that they. Oh no, what happened? This is Lance. If you're watching, this is because of you. This is because of you. You've implemented it into my mind. David Zaslav. I ain't saying that other word. That's I will leave that for Lance and those people. But David Zaslav likes to talk. He likes to do interviews. He likes to make statements. So recently, and I actually used this shot of David Zaslav in an article for Screen Rant this week, and I sent it to Jordan. Like, I think I just implemented our first Easter egg for Endless Multiverse into an article of Screen Rant. But David Zaslav talked a little bit about the DC brand going forward, and he said the following: I think over the next few years, you're going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There's not going to be four Batman. So part of our strategy is to drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter, as in James Gunn and Peter Safran, are going to do. I think they've thrilled the fans. I think they're going to thrill you for over a period of time. And oddly enough, this was received with a lot of mixed reactions. Because one, I mean, it's David Zaslav. When he talks, like, I feel there's like an earthquake always happening to us every time he speaks to someone, because nothing he says reassures us.
Wow.
I will
That's a way to say it. An earthquake.
Christ, that was bad. Jordan, I almost called you David, sorry. I won't believe that's him if he doesn't have blue check marks on as his sunglasses. We are actively following the development of Twitter, by the way, as it
Yeah, Twitter's slowly crumbling to pieces at this point.
Yeah. How do you feel about what David Zaslav says? Does this reassure you? Does this just go like, no, fuck you? This is just stressing me out even more, or what do you think this is?
Well, it's not reassuring because we have no idea what the plan is. They're still in the very early stages. Not even just James and Peter coming up with the Bible or the plan for what they're going to be doing in the next number of years. It's the fact that we have no clue what that plan is. We know that James has been teasing Lobo, Mr. Terrific. So we know certain characters. And Jonah Hex was also posted too.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Henry Cavill's back. We assume Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot are going to continue. I don't know. Ezra's probably out. Who knows? But the thing is that we don't have any concrete evidence of what the plan is. And they still have a number of films yet to put out that they did not greenlight, that they did not put into production. So I'm not going to be optimistic until we see a concrete plan, which means that first of all, they do good marketing campaigns for the films they have yet to release. Because let's be honest, Black Adam's marketing wasn't good. The only thing that was good about it was the Superman hype, getting people excited to go see Superman's cameo. Everything else, the trailers were not that great. That's why I started losing interest, and I've told Andy this. I've said openly, I'm not this interested in the movie because the trailers weren't that great. They were good, but they weren't great. And I wasn't like, yeah, let's go. It was like, okay. So if they can give a good marketing campaign for Shazam, Aquaman 2, Blue Beetle, The Flash, whatever, then at least they know how to market their films. But once we see the concrete plan, say Comic-Con of next year, they bring James Gunn out and Peter Safran too, whatever, or just James, because he seems more of a guy who could talk to the public. Peter, not so much. I don't know. But if they go out there, God. But if Peter goes out,
hello, Hall H.
Hello.
We have plans. 18 episodes.
James Gunn has proven he can go to Comic-Con because he's done Guardians panel, so he's proven he can do that. So if they send James out there at Comic-Con next year and they announce the slate for 2024 through 2026, and it's like 6-7 projects or whatever, we'll have an understanding. Obviously, stuff's going to come out in the trades leading up to this, but that's when I'll be interested. That's when I'll go, okay. But for right now, it's a crapshoot. Because, look, I have faith that James is going to, and Peter working together, will come up with stuff. But will it actually be greenlit? Will David Zaslav actually sign off on it? That's the thing. He's hyping this shit up, but he's very stingy on money. And they made a point that he has to sign off on everything they approve. They have the authority to create stuff and do stuff, but David Zaslav signs the dotted line on everything. So it's not like they can just do whatever they want. And obviously they shouldn't be allowed that. But the fact that David Zaslav is how aggressive he has been in terms of cutting costs, canceling projects, I don't have faith. Not right now.
I think that's completely fair, honestly. And for me, I don't know where. I don't know why this is how I feel every time he speaks. But it's like, if you don't have anything good to say right now, why are you going out and making all these statements? Why are you going like? For me, it's like if you don't have anything, like, because it is so triggering every time he speaks, because you never know if like what he's basing this off. I feel like when I'd rather that James, even though they don't have anything to show right now, I think when it comes to DC product, I think James and Peter should be the one to make those statements. Like, I don't think David Zaslav is good at I don't think he's good at anything right now, but I think for me is that I rather that he just focus on leading the charge, but let your other executives who are in charge of their things talk for your products, because it's exhausting. Like, because
It is.
because like, you don't see Bob, what's his name, Chapstick. Wait, is that what is his name?
JPEG. I can't believe call him Chapstick. It's JPEG. Bob JPEG. Or as some people say, Bob Paycheck.
I will see that. I mean, that's my canon. I really thought it was Chapstick. Oh,
that's
my
funny.
God.
I can't believe it.
Chapstick. Wait, that's like what you do, to do your lips.
Well, I mean, it just came out recently that Bob Paycheck is cutting costs too, because Disney's not doing so well right now. So, I mean, it's not looking good for either right now.
Wait, what do you mean it doesn't look good for them?
Well, Disney's they're losing money right now. They're not turning profits like they have been. And so things have to start turning around for Disney, because like right now, like there's like a memo that was sent out saying you have to writers' rooms have to be over Zoom, only fly if it's necessary. They're not going to be hiring new people. They're cutting costs. They're looking at projects they can either lower cost or not do. They're trying to look to not do as much content. So I don't know how this affects anything else, but in terms of like your point, Zaslav has been saying a lot of positive things, but everything else that he's done outside of talking is cancel, cut. And I get it, because they got into because Discovery bought out Warner Brothers. They have to make it efficient. I think if we actually saw the actual numbers of how bad the company was when they bought out Warner Brothers, I think we would understand better why the cost, or why all this stuff's getting cut left and right, why everything's happening. But we don't see those numbers because we're not allowed to, and that's fine.
It's not being allowed to. I think we are owed it because it's our money that we put. And I don't know why I got so aggressive. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's our money that we are using to buy their product. It could be Blu-rays, DVDs, tickets, toys, merchandise, video games, what have you. So like technically our money is going to them. And I know it's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but it's like we are the ones that make these jobs possible. So yeah, I think you're completely, we should be able to see those numbers.
Yeah. And Scott makes a point here too. We are heading for an overall content crunch. I think you're correct on certain aspects of it, because Disney's looking to cut on how much content they make. Warner Bros. Discovery is doing the same thing. They were cutting projects. They're switching stuff around. They're doing less animation moving forward. They're still doing it. Legion of Superheroes just had a trailer this week. So we're still getting those films. We're still getting animations, just not as much. But like I've been saying this for years, there's too much content out there. Not just talking Warner Bros. Or Disney. In general, there are too many shows. I was on Netflix. My watch list is like 4 rows deep of crap. I don't have time to watch all this stuff. And there's still stuff coming out left and right. I just can't keep up with all of it.
Yeah.
What was that?
I think it was a commercial that was closing down. I was closing down the tab.
I heard somebody, but yeah, I just he can say all he wants. It doesn't change my opinion on the state of DC, because right now it's not looking great. Because someone actually pointed this out real fast before we jump into our next topic. Where is it? Okay. So Wakanda Forever is already beating Black Adam. The difference, though, but it's a good point, because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the sequel, of course, to Black Panther. It's in the MCU. It's Marvel, but also the passing of Chadwick. There's a big difference there, but Black Adam should have done better. If they would have marketed the film better, it would have made more money, at least at the opening weekend.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think Black Adam will at least get to 400, and it will at least surpass Shazam. Because I get it, Black Adam is also not as recognizable as other characters, but with The Rock in the front, and also, but just also like what you could have done with marketing. Yeah, I do think that this goes to show that they need to start figuring things out. I mean, I don't need everything to make $1 billion. It's it's perfectly fine. It's all good. I'm starting to agree more with this, that this should have come out in September.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
To get further away from Black Panther. Yeah.
Yeah, or as because I think Eric may have said it when he was on our stream that this should have been like a summer release movie.
Oh
And
yeah.
originally this was supposed to be in July, and I actually agree this would have been perfect for July. But because there
I
was no
wonder what the competition was in July in terms of films.
Love and Thunder,
And
but
that was in June, right?
let's see.
Was it? Or was it July?
Well,
I mean, it could have been like an August release or something. I'm trying. When was Top Gun? Top Gun Maverick dominated when it came out, so I don't know when it could have came out realistically.
For Love and Thunder came out on July 8th.
Yeah, so this thing could have came out late July, early August. I don't know. There could have been a better release window. But yeah, we can definitely talk more about this, guys, in the Q&A if you guys want to. We're switching over. We're switching to Disney, but not exactly what you guys may think. So this comes from, what was actually the source on Variety. Margot Robbie was actually talking about this, and this is fan art created by what's the Diamond?
Oh, sorry,
It's okay. Diamond Dead. Okay, there you go. So Margot Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean reboot is no more. It's not happening, guys. She recently was talking about it, saying that we had this idea. We were developing it for a while, ages ago, because this was announced a while back. And to have more of a female-led, not totally female-led, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been really cool. But I guess they don't want to do it. And that comes, of course, from Margot Robbie. Now, I have a couple of thoughts on this. Whoa. What happened there?
I clicked on the Earth.
Well, the image came back. I have no idea.
That's
There it is again. Boom. I have no idea. So I have a couple of thoughts on this. Number one, it's not surprising this is not moving forward because we had heard they were developing this a long time ago and nothing moved forward with it. There was no additional information. It was just Disney's looking at it. And honestly, at the time when it first came out, it sounded like we got this covered fake article crap that was going out there back when, because I don't feel like they do it as much, or at least I don't see it as much, but it was back when they would just throw shit out left, right. I think it was one of those things. It was like, sounds like we got this covered thing, because Margot Robbie was pretty popular at the time. It's like, Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, Margot Robbie, let's make it a story. So apparently it was in one point in development. We also hear that in the same story, or at least more information came out sourcing wise, that they are still looking to reboot. My thing is, and this just is my 2 cents, I can only speak for myself. This is me. I'm not speaking for the show. I wonder if Disney's thinking, well, he said he wouldn't do it, but would Johnny Depp come back for a Pirate 6? Because it was in development at a point. And I think if they're not gonna do that and they're gonna reboot, give it some more time. Because Pirates of the Caribbean is a successful franchise. The 5th movie was still profitable. However, rebooting it, you might want to put more time in between the last film. Of course, it was 2017, but still, you might want to put more time in between if you're going to do a reboot. And of course, Johnny Depp said he would not do it. He would not go back. Money talks, though. So if they were to bring him back, I bet that would be pretty successful. And I mean, there you go. I don't know. I feel like this is like this whole thing is just, it's a lot because it involves Johnny Depp, it involves Disney and the whole court thing, of course, the whole trial thing. And of course, this Pirates 5 was brought up quite a bit. Pirate 6 was brought up in terms of, was Disney developing it with him or not? What time did they stop? Blah, 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 blah. So at one point they were looking to do Pirate 6. It was going to happen. I think since the Margot Robbie thing's not happening, it's either are they going to go another direction with the reboot, or are they looking to potentially continue the franchise as is? I don't know. How do you feel about this news in terms of Margot Robbie's canceled reboot? Do you think that Disney will go the route of rebooting it, or maybe give it some time? Because Disney doesn't need this to be successful. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, first of all, I think it's just so fun that I should play Jack Sparrow.
You should.
Where is the bloody rum? Why is the rum gone?
Why is the rum always gone?
Yeah. Margot Robbie, it just seemed like I love Margot Robbie, but it seemed like just like, let's just we're just gonna pick an A-list Hollywood star out of a hat. And
I
so
would
we're
watch the
shooting.
movie if they made it. I would have watched it. I like
Yeah.
Margot Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah, I love her too. But it just feels that always felt just random and bizarre to me. So I don't. I feel given all the mess that's been going on with this franchise and so like if it hasn't been profitable enough for them, then I say maybe just let this one go, if you know what I mean, or you just or you figure out a way to make it. Why is the rum gone? I haven't even okay, and I will confess that I've never seen those movies. Like my sister was into them, but not me. But it's just one of those things I saw like on Instagram Reels that I'm like. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think that if they don't know what they want to do with this franchise, then don't go forward. Like we can look at other things, or maybe there's other characters in that universe they could focus on if they would. Because so the last they've done 4 films,
5
films. Okay, was the 5th one the one that Brendan Fraser from Titans was on?
Yes.
Yeah, you were like, but was it in
I
Pirates?
had to think because it's been a bit, but yes, he was in that movie. Yes.
Yeah. Pirate Goldface should say,
Matey, Daddy likes the metal.
"Arg."
Arg, Daddy likes the metal. Arg.
Yeah, I listen. I think that if if they don't want to use Margot Robbie, then that's their loss. Because we stand this queen. She can go. And I also read a scene in more DC stuff right now because I want Gotham City Sirens, man. Like I would love another another Harley Quinn movie. I would love to see her go up against the Joker somehow, and whatnot. So, but yeah, Disney just seems like they're starting to become very flip floppy. They're like, let's just do it for the sake of it. Like, there's other IPs you can bring to life and so on. Did he? Was that?
No.
Wait. Okay. Wow.
Good job, Fernando.
But yeah, so we're gonna move to.
Arg.
Speaking of gold.
Oh my God, Andy and Cicada voice. The pirates killed your parents, Gracie.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, do it.
Wait, hold on. I need some water. Hold on.
The pirates killed your parents. Is this the opening of the film? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's the cold opening.
The cold opening.
The pirates killed your parents, Gracie. They all need to die.
Yeah.
Don't believe in race.
Well, speaking of Flash,
yeah, we have some news. This comes from a buddy Canagraphs and
spoilers for Flash season 9. You've been warned.
Yeah, you've been warned. Massive spoilers. So for one of the episodes they've been filming in the last couple of weeks is showing that we have some returning characters. We have the Hotness, we have Pied Piper, and Goldface. And if you want to see all those images, go to Canagraph's website. We will have a link in the description. And of course, everyone is like, "What is happening?" Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
how are you feeling about?
I'm just glad the guy that Daddy likes the medals back. That's what I'm happy for. They had me at Pied Piper. They lost me at Hotness and Goldface. That's how I honestly feel. I look. I like the fact that Pied Piper, like, they brought that character into the show, and of course he's appeared a little bit. But once you bring in the Hotness and Goldface, you lose me. I'm sorry. It's the thing. It's the actors. Like, to me, it's the characters. It's how they're written. It just doesn't work for me. And like, that's the whole joke. Daddy likes the metal. It's the ongoing joke on the channel because of how ridiculous that was to have that. Daddy likes the metal. And then the Hotness, like we saw, what was it, season 8 we saw him last?
Yeah. It was last week. It was last season. Not last week. Last season.
Last week. Yeah, it was last. Yeah, because it was his son, right? His son was in the mix. Yeah, I could care less about that. It didn't really do nothing for me. So we'll see what happens. Look, it's the final season of the show. They're going to bring back as many characters as they possibly can. We know Batwoman's in the mix. We know a certain Death of Red is in the mix. But they're going to bring back, we're probably going to continue to hear of more like characters coming back with his candidates, or if they actually announce it, which I doubt because they've not really made a lot of announcements. So, and they'll probably
CW scaling back on PR. They're like,
yeah, they're just cutting.
We just bought a new network. We don't need to pay any more money. You know, people will watch on their own.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that they're going to bring back as many people as possible. So there's probably going to be characters we actually want to see come back, or maybe they have come back. They just didn't shoot outside. So we'll see. But yeah, you know, I'm with 1/3 against 2/3.
I'm gonna say I love the hotness episode. You know what I think?
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
All over his face every time. How do you feel about it?
Also, by the way, imagine being used as a meme by, you know, the most hated man in the world right now.
And he responded saying, "I'm Oliver Queen's alive." He tweeted he had to.
Yeah,
he had to come back from the dead.
Yeah. I liked the episode with the hottest last season because in season 4, he was very, very cheesy, but when he brought him back last season, like they made it very, I like the story with him and his son. I thought it was very sweet. Goldface, here's the thing. I think the dude who played him is super hot, and I think that here's the thing. The Flash has always been a little cheeky, even in the comics. He fights some of the most ridiculous villains of all time: Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold, Hot Wave, Pied Piper, Gorilla Grodd. It's like the Flash is meant to be a little comic booky. So, and the thing is that we don't know the context of why they're here. And I think I only think it's for a couple of scenes. And I think it's like, I don't think they're going to be in the whole season. I wonder if, I'm very happy about Pied Piper because I really love that character, especially this take on him. It will be interesting to see what they do with him after, because we saw it in season 6. But yeah, I think some people online have just taken the Reddit a little too far, because I don't think it's, again, I don't think they're going to take up a lot of space in the final season. But also, here's the thing: even if there's characters that we want to see them bring back, they may have tried and not been able to, because actors are, they're doing other things and so on. There could be actors availability issues. So. Yeah. I think that's the problem, and so I'm sure they're trying to bring back. I'm sure Cisco will be back. I'm sure Wally will be back, and so on.
Better.
Wait. What did you whisper?
I said better.
Oh, better. I thought you said a name. I'm like, wait, who are we talking about? But yeah, listen, I'm looking forward to see season 9. Like, I'm hoping we can start getting some proper news and stuff. At this point, I'm sure us fans are gonna have to promote this damn show on behalf of them. So. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of David Zaslav, because we can't get enough of fucking David Zaslav, we have some news about David Zaslav wanting more Harry Potter, not Fantastic Beast, Harry Potter films. This comes from Variety, saying that despite the J.K. Rowling's controversies, David Zaslav still wants to make new Harry Potter movies. We haven't done a Harry Potter movie in 15 years. Is that legit? No, it's not, because 2011 was the last Harry Potter movie. But David Zaslav is horrible at math. We've learned this. So it continues on and on, is that they want to do a 2-part adaptation of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And there's also a Harry Potter TV show still being considered. There's nothing like a Harry Potter fan in terms of their endless appetite for storytelling and new ways of interacting with these characters. So whether it's the reunion or live events or games, we're very much in the business of creating new content for those fans, thinking of what to do next. We don't have a series in active development right now, but we are very much in that business because fans are just clamoring for more storytelling. Sarah Audrey, head of originals at HBO Max. It's just funny from HBO Max because that will no longer cease to exist in spring of next year. It'll be the combined service of Discovery Plus and HBO Max become one. So HBO Max will be
HBO Discovery.
Yeah, but regardless, HBO Max is going to be gone. Yeah. So it's going to be merged. So, okay. There's a couple things to take away from this. Number one, the controversy, J.K. Rowling, they don't care. Whatever. because I think she was at the premiere of Fantastic Beasts 3, so they don't care. I
Hmm.
think and someone had actually asked this when I had did a Q&A a couple of days ago on my Instagram stories. I had posted, asked me a question. Someone had asked it as, is it bad or am I supporting J.K. Rowling even though she's had controversies if I buy the Harry Potter game, the one that's coming, Hogwarts Legacy, is coming out next year? And I said, when you buy that game, you're not necessarily supporting her views. You're supporting the thousands of people that worked on that game, and you're supporting a franchise that, yes, she created, but it's a piece of IP that she created that is separate from her viewpoints. You could say, well, it's a part of her viewpoints because she created it, but it's not J.K. Rowling. Like, there is all this other stuff now because of what she built. And yes, she's going to probably oversee anything they do moving forward because she did the Fantastic Beasts stuff. But look, it's one of those. It's this. If you can separate the art from the artist, then by all means you can. I don't care because I still love Harry Potter.
Yeah, me too.
And regardless of what J.K. Rowling, like her opinions, I don't care because that's her viewpoints. And if it's wrong, then if you believe that it's wrong, go for it. I don't like me. Like I'm over here in my world. And the thing is, she can say all she wants. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to affect anything. People can shit on her, attack her, but it's clear that David Zaslav wants to continue to use her IP, and she has to sign off on it. If they're going to curse a child, I don't agree with that because it's not a good story. They need to come up with something else.
No.
And if they're going to do a TV series, I feel like it makes sense. However, Fantastic Beast wasn't successful. Those films were not, especially the last one was not successful. And I haven't even seen that one yet, but I do want to see it at some point. But if they're going to do a TV series, Harry Potter, they need to do a TV series that's kind of in the timeline, whether it's Harry, Hermione, and Ron's kids, right? Who knows? Maybe they go to Hogwarts. That's a TV series. Maybe that's the film. And maybe that spins off to the TV series. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of months we hear of stuff being in development. Now, whether or not that means we're going to get the original cast back that they want to bring back in terms of like Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, and
Dan Radcliffe,
which he openly said he doesn't want to sign on to major projects. So unless it's like a one-off, or at least it's not as time-consuming. If they can't get those three back, don't do it. Simple put. And no recasting. You cannot do that because you've already aged them up in the last film at the very end. You can't then recast because we've already seen what they look like older, even though it was CGI. It's still, we saw them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But how do you feel about this news about them wanting to do more Harry Potter? Do you think it's a smart move, or what do you think's smarter, films or TV series in terms of a budget?
I'm more of a TV guy usually, so I will always be pro TV show. But I also think there's so many corners of the Harry Potter universe we could explore. Like, I still want, because I saw a great fan film a couple of years ago about the Marauders, about James, Snape, Lupin, Peter Pettigrew, and Sirius Black. I think that would be great. So, but for me, what I feel that here's the thing with J.K. Rowling. I am disgusted by what she's been doing. I think it's disappointing to see that someone that was able to create so much good and awesomeness in one universe is able to bring out so much hate in our world.
Is she still saying stuff, or is she just not talking?
Yeah, no, she's still talking, and she's saying, like, it's almost like every few months something new comes out about her and so on. But I still love Harry Potter. Like, I will admit, I watched the HBO Max special when it came out. I watched it on New Year's Day.
It was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I also love that every time they had her show up, they had to blink at the screen. Filmed in 2019. Filmed in 2019. Before everything went to shit.
Yeah.
So because I want to support people who are making these stuff, like Jordan was saying. So, like, even with the video game, like, it was because I also looked it up while Jordan was talking. Reportedly, she has no involvement in the game's development. So, like, if you love Harry Potter, your money is going mostly to the people who worked on these things, who were working on set, who worked on designing games, worked on costuming, the actors, or whatever. So if I just don't want her to be directly involved as a screenwriter. Like if she has to be like a legacy executive producer zone, which is essentially like they just slap her name on it because she owns it. Then I'm like, fine, whatever, And sorry, fine, just do that, whatever. But I
Yeah.
don't need to see any more scripts from her in terms of like, because I think the last script she did was Fantastic Beasts 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen the film. I saw the first two. I felt like the first film, and I enjoyed the first and second film.
I like the first one.
So
I hated the second one, but I like the first one.
yeah, I personally liked the second one. I really liked Johnny Depp's Grindelwald. I liked how he portrayed it, and I thought I liked how it got darker. It wasn't as good as one, but I liked how it went like darker, and it got more into Grindelwald and everything. But in terms of like her scripting, I don't think she's gonna write for another film. I could be wrong about that, but she'll have to sign off. And in that game, she still has to get a check because it's her IP. She owns it, so she'll still get some sort of revenue from your purchase of the game, but she was not directly involved in making it in terms of signing off on ideas. She probably signed off on the game being made, but she didn't have any input probably because I bet the game is not canon. You know what I'm saying? So I could be wrong. It could be canon to the Harry Potter, but I would assume it's not if she's not directly involved.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter is complicated, and she's made it complicated, and it sucks. But
yeah.
let's get to our final topic that is not complicated. This is a fun one. This is something we're going to be very excited about. Spider-Man is getting a TV universe on Amazon. So, ladies and gentlemen, Spider-Man is coming to Amazon, and it was announced this week that Silk Spider Society is officially going forward with the Walking Dead showrunner Angela Kang set to showrun Silk, the TV show. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who of course work on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, they are tied as executive producers, along with a whole overall deal for multiple Spider-Man TV shows. That was a loud ass train. We're going to Hogwarts, y'all.
Train nearby.
This happens in Lance's stream all the time, like that he has a train crossing by. So like,
yeah,
maybe
that train's nearby.
Yeah, so Silk Spider Society will debut domestically on MGM Plus, previously Epix linear network, followed by a global launch on Prime Video, and Silk follows Cindy Moon, who is a Korean American woman who is bitten by the same spider bit Peter Parker, as she escapes imprisonment and searches for her missing family on her way to becoming the superhero known as Silk. Amy Pascal is also involved as an executive producer, so this will be made through Sony. And this is the beginning of a brand new universe being set up on Amazon, and they're like, the Arrows is dying. It is our time to shine.
The Silkverse.
The Silkverse, yeah.
Yes.
Stephen Amell will be playing Silk. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
How are you feeling about this? And because we're gonna play a little fun game after this. So what do you think about this? About Silk and this? Well, I think we should call it Spider Society.
Yeah, Spider. I think. Well, first of all, I'm actually happy we actually got news. Unlike the Margot Robbie Pirates thing where we heard about it and nothing happened. We heard about this a long time ago. Now it's finally moving forward because I feel like Sony was probably trying to figure out the rights and who was going to get what. And it's going MGM Plus and Amazon Prime. Thank God Amazon Prime, because I don't have MGM Plus and I wasn't going to get another streaming service to watch this. So this is smart for a number of reasons. Number one, you have a ton of multi-Spider-Verse characters out there, and they can be done in live action because nothing says you can't. And how do you capitalize on that? Because you could do Spider-Man or Spider-Verse films, but you already have them in animated form. You already have the Spider-Verse animation films going on right now. So how do you go about telling more stories with Spider-Verse characters that are not directly Peter Parker? Well, you do this. And I think it's smart to start with Silk because people do recognize that name. But I think that this Spider Society with that subtitle Spider Society is establishing we're going to see other Spider-Verse characters. We're going to see other characters that are going to offshoot and spin off into their own things. And potentially we'll probably just get spin-offs or just shows that are like that happen that are not directly connected to Silk that will tie in later. But this is good news. I feel like it's good that we're actually getting movement, because I honestly thought this wasn't happening, because I was like, well, we haven't heard anything in a long time. And they keep saying they're going to do it, but there's been no official movement. Now with them confirming Amazon Prime, it's the beginning of the Silkverse, the Spider-Verse in live action, then yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, I've always said for years that I think Spider-Man and that franchise has a place on television. You know, because I grew up on Spider-Man animated series, as did Jordan. We both love Spectacular Spider-Man. Come on, give us season 3. And we know there's a rumor going around.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular Spider-Man. I know there's a rumor going around that Spider-Man freshman year is maybe not happening.
Canned.
I wouldn't mind if it didn't happen, and that instead we either get Spectacular Spider-Man season 3 or Spider-Man the Animated Series season 6.
Either or, both, please.
Yeah, exactly. And then they could do a crossover. I mean, they could. I think it would be fun. But still, I've always been fascinated by that character, and I wanted to learn more about her. So I look, and also I think it's great for representation that we're getting more representation for Koreans. Because I don't think we have a lot of those characters right now in live action in the superhero genre. And but I'm also I'm as we're kind of losing the Arrowverse, I'm glad we're getting like a new TV universe. I love shared universes, and I love television, and I think that now we can follow these characters, we can develop them, we can really flesh them out, we can establish their mythologies and do so many fun things with it. And right now it's unclear if this is tied to Sony's Spider-Man universe. As of it seems right now it's not, but maybe that will get clarified, because I think they could be. It could be fun, as they're establishing the villains, maybe they're establishing also the heroes at this point. But now we're gonna play a fun game. So I called Jordan this morning and said, okay, I need you to name 5 characters that you think should have their own show in this new universe, and you don't tell me who they are, and I'm gonna pick my 5 as well. So. And then in the chat also, and if you want to participate through super chats and whatnot, and say who you want to see get their own Spider, let's just go with Spider Society TV show. I think I like Spider Society. Then drop it in the comments, and we'll bring it up in the Q&A. So,
yes,
Jordan, who's your first character that you want to see get their own Spider Society TV show?
My first pick is a little bit of a strange one. The first one here is Kane Parker. He is the first attempt of a clone from Jackal of Peter Parker. And he goes on to becoming, I think he's the second Scarlet Spider. And I decided to go with this route because I like the idea of having a clone of Peter having his own show. And so that we can have, it's kind of a Peter, but not really. Like it's, like, how does he deal with that, knowing that he is the clone of the famous Spider-Man, and there's a whole dark thing they could go with it in terms of how like does he feel like he is Peter Parker? Does he want to be himself? And eventually down the road he becomes like I was saying, I had to look it up, so I couldn't remember Scarlet Spider. So, but yeah, I think that would be a cool choice for a show. What is your first pick?
Let me look at that suit again. I want to see. Is that one available in the PS4 game?
I think it is, or something close to this.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Color choices. So mine. Okay. So I have a theme with all these 5. Okay. So this is gonna be a universe where I think Peter Parker is dead. I think that his story is wrapped because we already have Tom Holland. I think and I would never let them kill off my dear Andrew Garfield, who, by the way, if everyone saw his GQ magazine shoot this week, Daddy likes the spider. I can say that. Okay, so for my first choice, and it's a fan favorite character, and I think this will be kind of like the main Spider-Man of this universe. It's time to bring Miles Morales to life. It is time. We've been waiting for years to see Miles' story in live action. The Spider-Verse movies are so successful, and I think it's time we bring it to live action. I think showing him in a TV show and following him for multiple years, I think that would be amazing. And I think this, and I think that if we're gonna have like a main Spider-Man of this new universe of Spider Society, I think it should be Miles. I think this could start up maybe like sometime right after Peter has passed away or whatnot. But yeah, I think Miles would be, for a lot of great reasons, for representation, of course, and also because I think it would be nice to finally see someone who directly takes over the mantle right after Spider-Man has passed away. So Miles was my first one. Who is your second choice, Jordan?
This character deserves the live action treatment, especially when he popped up in Spider-Verse. We're talking Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
This character, I want this so bad in live action. I would love, because literally, yes, it's a whole different take, because you literally would have to shoot this like a black and white film. And I think that is what would be the coolest aspect of it, is that this is a very different world. And I feel like with Silk, like this would have to be set in another Earth, but I would love for them to try to do this, because it would feel like Spider-Man, Batman, kind of, with it being noir, and just like if he looked like this in live action, it would be phenomenal.
It's an
And
easy costume to make. This is like,
yeah,
without looking too goofy. I think this is so magical.
And it's very different, because I mean, if you look at that looks very Spider-Man-esque. This not so much. I mean, yeah, the mask is definitely Spider-Man, but everything else is unique in terms of what Spider-Man you would like think of the character looking like. So I gotta go Spider-Man Noir. Was my second choice. What is your second?
Can I ask this? Would you piss yourself if we got Nicolas Cage playing him?
No, I don't want that.
You don't want that? Okay, who would you want to see play Spider-Man Noir then?
I don't know. I prefer an unknown, just so we don't have to because if it's somebody we know, then we'll instantly have thoughts on can they or can they not. I'm fine with it being an unknown. I'm fine. But what is your second pick?
My second pick, okay, so I think we should have a little Peter Parkness, but not the way people would think. Okay, so it's funny that you picked the clone as well, because I want my boy Ben Reilly to come to life. Scarlet Spider.
Ben Reilly.
Yeah, Ben Reilly. I think that again, like in a similar way, because for me, I'm going with the idea of doing like a shared universe, the shared universe, but that where Peter Parker's already dead, and this could be like a clone of that Peter Parker, trying to figure out what he's doing, and also again, I just love that suit so much. It's like a whole, just big red bodysuit and just a hoodie.
Yeah.
So, that's what I would love to see come to life, and just kind of someone who like has to deal with, like, I have to now be part of like trying to honor his legacy somehow. So, yeah, I think it's funny we both picked like clone characters. Who's your next choice?
Next choice is I think this would be interesting. That this kind of goes off your whole idea of Spider-Man not being in the mix. I feel like this is what the story would be. My third choice is May Parker, the daughter of Peter and Mary Jane. I think it would be interesting because, like, I remember reading, and I didn't finish the limited series, but it was I forget what it was called, but it was a limited series I was starting to read. Dark Ages, I think, Marvel, they put out this year. And it started with a young May Parker using her spider powers and everything. Like, she's really young. So obviously she wasn't, like saving the world with dad. But the idea of Peter Parker not being around and May having her mother, Mary Jane, there as kind of guidance, and her trying to figure this out. And maybe we explained that before Peter died or whatever occurred for Peter, maybe he got lost in time. Maybe he went through a multiverse portal. Who knows? But to where she did get some training, but she's having to figure this out on her own. I think it'd be really cool. And I was looking up characters to try to figure out what would be a good list. And I feel like when I saw May Parker, I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a great choice, because you have Peter like involved in terms of like, we do have him in a sense in the show with his daughter, but we don't have to necessarily have to cast Peter Parker. We can just kind of focus on the daughter with her having the powers too. But yeah, what is your third choice?
My third choice, I think it's time we go into the future of Spider Society, and that is Spider-Man 2099.
Oh,
I'm a sucker for that suit and just seeing the future, and I think this could be a great way to kind of get a taste of what does the future timeline look like for Spider Society. Like, because I think the great thing that it can do with Spider Society, again, I've been thinking about this. Like, I got obsessed with all this, so like I like it's like a mind board right now in my head. But I think it could be so much fun, like if we go into the future and see where he is at, where what the future of the Spider Society looks like, and we have it told through Spider 2099. And especially, and I also think after the movie comes out next year, I think that this character is gonna get a lot of popularity, and so that's my next choice. Who do you want to see next?
what's actually really funny is Triple X actually talked about give Spider-Man 2099 because DC's not doing Batman Beyond. So that's funny how he mentioned that before you pulled it up. My fourth choice is a fan favorite, and I don't know if you have this character not picked on your list, but I had to pull this because I thought not Spider-Gwen.
I did pick her.
Okay. Yeah, I had to go Spider-Gwen. I felt like this character, of course, we've seen her pop up in Spider-Verse. We know she's in the sequel, and I'm assuming she's going to be popping up in the rest of those movies. But I feel like this character, like, it'd be great to see her in live action. And I feel like this would be a good tie-in to Silk in terms of spinning off from the Silk show. Because I feel like with May Parker, that could tie into Silk. It could be an Elseworlds or another multiverse thing, and Spider-Man Noir. I think Spider-Gwen could be a good tie-in to Silk because the character, like, they don't necessarily have to have her in a multiverse situation. Like, she could get her powers within that same continuity of Silk, and she's in the mix. But I feel like Spider-Gwen, like, it's either going to be in this television world they're going to bring Spider-Gwen in, or we're going to have to wait until they finally do a Spider-Gwen live action film. Because I feel like with the Spider-Verse animation, I don't think they would do a film right now with her being in the movies in animation form. But what is your pick?
Yeah, it was also Spider-Gwen. I love Gwen Stacy so much, y'all, and I think that, we followed her tragic story into the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and in a perfect world, if this takes like with this taking place in the Spider Society, what if we got Emma? Like if you, like, I would I don't think she would be against the idea of doing like a high quality TV show. Like if it's like for 6-8 episodes or something like that, and she got to be Spider-Gwen, I think that would be kind of dope. Yeah, for a lot of reasons that Jordan was saying that she's an amazing character. I think I love that the Spider-Man anime in the Spider-Verse anime movies have given her so much popularity. And I know there's supposed to be a female spin-off movie too with her, and so I think that they can capitalize on that success. Who is your final choice? Your fifth and final choice, sir?
I have a wild card. I'm throwing in a wild card. I kept thinking about who could be my fifth choice.
Don't say Spider-Pig.
No.
Oh, thank God.
I put Spider-Pig was never in the mix because you can't pull that off in live action, in my opinion. It just won't work. It's funny in the Spider-Verse animated films. No.
I mean, I'm a pig. I could play him.
You could. Like, my dog Lucy could play it too. She's a pig too. So
Lucy is too expensive. We can't afford her.
She requires a lot of money. So my final choice is a wild card, and no, this would not be played by the same actor. We're going Agent Venom.
Oh,
we're going Agent Venom. Now this would not be Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy would not be playing Agent Venom in this. I would say this would be in the same Earth or the same continuity as Silk. And I feel like they would probably wait a little bit to do this. I feel like this is one of those shows, and one of the characters in general, you don't introduce right away. You just don't do this. Like, you have to give it time. And I think you introduce this character in another show, and then you give the backstory and get to the point where he becomes more of the anti-hero that he is. But I wanted to because I was trying to think, because there was like good other options, but I'm thinking they could do them, but she has a bit of a diva, but like they could do some of these other characters, but at the same time, I feel like I wanted to see like what's the most realistic characters they could pull from. And with Venom being very popular, like technically they're doing Agent Venom kinda in the Venom films, but I'm talking like an actual
Flash
like
Thompson.
we see the actual route of him being the villain and then the over time becoming the anti-hero and changing his tactics and changing who he is. Instead of out the gate, he's an anti-hero already or a hero.
Yeah, we could like maybe Flash Thompson could be like a support. Like he could be. Whoa, kind of went blurry for a second. Flash Thompson could be a supporting character throughout these shows, and kind of like he's kind of like the one that kind of connects these shows in a way. So like kind of maybe he's like traveling or whatever. Yeah, and I think this would make sense to do after Venom 3. Because I think that's likely going to be at least the last Venom movie, unless Tom Hardy's like, yeah, let's do another trilogy. My final pick is Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman.
Are they still developing that movie? I think they are. I don't know.
Wait, what movie?
There was a movie that was in development, and people are saying it was Spider-Woman. I don't know how legit that was.
Oh, the one with Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask Harry Styles and see maybe you can give an answer about that.
They broke up.
Wait, are you actually kidding me?
That came out today. If I didn't see my timeline, I wouldn't have noticed, and I don't care.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can ask Chris Pine then, or Florence Pugh.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah, and I don't know if that movie. I don't know anything about Spider-Woman happening, but I think Jessica Drew is. I think she's a fun character, and also that she's someone that you can like. She's in the Spider mythology, but she's not insanely connected to Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and so on. So I would love to see this kind of gonna be like in the Spider Society, a more of an independent story of her life, and kind of just what she's up to, being because I know a lot of people always think that Spider-Man and Spider-Woman are insanely connected, but they're not really. That's why it's always been interesting that we haven't because I think MCU can use like the Shield version of Jessica Drew, while Sony can use just the Spider-Woman version of her.
Yeah, the rights issues. That's a thing.
Yeah, it's like what they did with Viper, Madam Hydra between the Wolverine and Agents of Shield, where like Marvel before they got back the X-Men rights, MCU could not do Viper, but they could do her as Madam Hydra instead. But did he actually spit?
Well, who knows?
But yeah, those are my 5 options. That's Jordan's 5 options. I'm glad if we had very unique picks. We only had one character that connected our list.
Only one.
But yeah, I'm excited.
And I wanted to add Miles, but I'm like, it's too obvious of a choice. Like, and I understand why you picked Miles because he got his own game after Spider-Man and his liver. But I was like. Because like every time I was typing in like Spider-Verse characters, the number one after Peter Parker was Miles. I'm like, I want to go more obscure because I feel like these continuity, it's gonna go probably more obscure. I don't know.
Yeah,
this could be a way to get Miles in because
let's go through the list quick one second. Jordan wants to see Kane, Noir, May Parker, Spider-Gwen, and Agent Venom. And I want to see Miles Morales, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Woman, and Spider-Gwen.
Da, da, da.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some news starting next year, and I think because with the boys being so successful and they're doing the spin-off and now Lord of the Rings also doing well, I'm glad they're tapping into more genre IPs. I'm glad that Spider-Man is I think Spider Society can be done so well on TV. Like for 6, 8, 10 episodes, 1 hour long, and and also like it's gonna be interesting to see how they do web slinging on television, because we've never seen it in live action before on TV.
Nope,
not properly at least.
Yeah, not properly. Ready for Q&A, sir?
Let's do Q&A.
Let's do Q&A, guys. Q&A. Ask us questions or we'll fucking lose.
Look at you with your lungs.
That's me. Hey guys, send in your questions. Send in your opinions. Hello, Chosen Vader. Welcome.
And we're at 20 likes right now. So let's get to you know what? I think we can get to 40 likes. Let's double the
Let's
money.
try to get to 40 likes tonight, guys. Let's get to 40 likes. Let's get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, let's see. Let's go through and see what people have been saying.
I did respond to Miyata's question about what's the weirdest things I see on Twitter every day. I did. Also, point Amazon Prime is slowly building some great universes. Yes, they are, because they're actually starting to because before Amazon made shows, but they weren't really high caliber. At least they weren't getting a lot of attention. Now they're doing a God of War project. They're getting the Spider-Verse stuff. Of course, they have Lord of the Rings going. So they got a lot of stuff going on.
See, Julian Bell.
Best one ever.
That's best one ever. Like, don't criticize it. Julian Bell would love to see a Prowler series.
I didn't think about Prowler.
Kiara brings up, what about Japanese Spider-Man? That could be cool.
I was thinking Spider UK, as one.
Let's see.
Thank you, Skybout, for the super chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Who would you cast for your Spider Society verse? I don't know, because
okay, let's try. Let's try. Okay.
I don't know.
Kane, Spider-Man. Okay, so he has long hair. Okay. Long hair. He looks a little roughed up. Who could be good as Kane?
Patrick Stewart.
But he's I was like, wait a minute.
No. I don't know, because see, the thing is, who are they going to cast as Silk? And the thing is, we don't even know who's in the show besides Silk. We don't have no idea what they're doing. So it'd be really impossible to cast, because we don't know what route they're going to take the show. I'm assuming with Spider Society, that means we're going to get other Spider-related characters in the mix, but we don't know what they're doing.
I still would love if we got. I would love it if we did get Nicolas Cage as Spider Noir. Just because I love Nicolas Cage in that movie. Who do you cast as May Parker?
I'm bad with names, and I'm bad with actors. I really don't know. I think that you'd have to. I forget. There's this one woman. She was on Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor. She was the lead in that series.
Let me see. Is it Victoria Pedretti?
I think if she's the lead of.
Was she in You?
Well, I mean, she's definitely more recognizable now. She was in You, yeah.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Oh, I love her.
Yeah, I think she'd be kind of cool.
I think Emma Stone should play Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, people are also fan casting. Forget her name, who played Sabrina Spellman from the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Shipka,
yeah, I feel like she'd be good. Yeah,
she's awesome. Flash Thompson, because obviously they're not going to do the MCU version, because I think this. Who's a good redeemable jock?
I like the idea of Jake Gyllenhaal's Noir. That's not a bad idea. I don't think he would do a show, but it's not a bad idea. I don't know. I feel like you'd have to
Stephen Amell.
Sure, go for Stephen Amell.
No, he's not gonna do. He's busy with other shows and his other show, and also I think they're probably gonna try and get someone who's in their mid-20s or something as Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
There's an Arrowverse face I'm thinking of, but I'm blanking on his name. No, whatever. I'm not gonna. Yeah, but I think it's a better way to answer this. I think it would be nice if they go with a little bit of a mix of unknown actors, but also cast some of these big stars. I'm so sick of this casting just all the freaking time. I know,
and I get it because she's very popular. I would say Anya Taylor-Joy She already appeared in the Mutants or the New Mutants, and I feel like she's probably not going to join any sort of Marvel or DC franchise for a while, just because she doesn't have to. Like her projects that she's been doing outside of New Mutants, which was of course shot years ago, like she's been doing like her own stuff. Like it doesn't feel like she's somebody who needs to get into the MCU or who needs to get into some sort of comic book property. You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why people bring her up is because they just think of like when you see comic book characters. I'm not saying everyone does that, but I think a lot of people do that. They're just like, let's just cast someone who looks like her. They're like, let's just pick the first white blonde woman we can find of, and there you go.
Charlie Hunnam is going to be cast as Green Arrow, though. He can't play Angel.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, we don't need anyone locked up to that. Lucas Till, though, that's a good choice. Who is? Wait, I want to use that other name, Sam Plath.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Madam Web is a Silk Show because it has some spider variants in it and might tease it. I mean, that would actually not be a bad idea if Madam Web sets up the Silk Show. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I hope it can clarify sooner rather than later if it's part of the Spider-Man Sony universe.
Well, since Madam Web deals with multiverse, they could, like, I guess will that movie come out next year? Madam Web, I think. So they would need to have Silk casted and the post-credit scene shot hypothetically at least a month or so before the film comes out. Like, because they shot the Henry Cavill scene for Black Adam a month before it came out. So they would just have to get the actor to play. See
what other options people have been saying. Marissa Tomei.
As who?
Yeah, as who?
As who? That's the question. Who?
Have you two been to Avengers Campus or Galaxy Edge at Disneyland?
Nope.
Not me.
Nope.
Maybe we do make it a trip next summer or something. I don't know.
Batman comes out. Oh, it comes out in 2024. Jesus, mother of God.
Yeah, they delayed it again.
I forgot. No, by the time that movie comes out, the Silk Show is probably already be in production. So they could still do it, but what's the point? The show's already in production. Ooh, Tanner Buchanan from Cobra Kai's Harry Osborn. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Tanner, I don't even know what he looks like. I'm gonna start watching Cobra Kai.
Me too.
I can kind of see. He looks very much like playing. I'm like, there's a comic. I don't remember which one. There was a comic that kind of looks like him.
It's not a bad idea.
Who does he play on Cobra Kai? Is he like a bully or something?
I mean, I have to actually because I might be thinking of someone else. Yeah. So he plays Robbie on the show, and he's the son of Johnny, who was the bully in the first Karate Kid film. And he goes through a wide.
I wasn't disgusted. I'm
wide
just
journey.
Yeah, I'm just tired that her name gets brought up as soon as there's like any blonde superhero women being brought up. That she's always the first name. I think it's just lazy up. I don't have nothing against her.
Now you've seen Stargirl. I'm not caught up.
I haven't had time to see Stargirl this week. Guys, the reason we were even late because I took a nap and I fell asleep and I woke up late and that's why we had to like finish them with the thumbnail. So like that's how bad my week has been. Titans this week, yeah, it's
good.
It's still going strong. I think part one is
so okay.
It's just because of Dune. Because
possibly, but Timothée Chalamet has been pretty popular for a number of years, but Dune definitely has helped him. It has definitely helped his career. Here's the thing, though. I get the fan casting, and there's people fan casting back last year before Dune even came out because Timothée Chalamet is pretty popular. He has openly said that an unnamed actor he looked up to when he first met him, this unnamed actor took him aside and said, because he saw, I guess it was like back when Timothée Chalamet was getting pretty like popular and people were actually starting to take notice in him, and he clearly has talent, and he's proven that time and time again with his roles. The actor told him, never do a comic book movie, never do it.
Ooh.
And Timothy, I guess even before being told this, he really wasn't interested. And there's people, of course, fan casting him, Harry Osborn, in Spider-Man 4 or whatever. It's like, no, He won't do it. If he was to ever do a comic book movie, it's not going to be Marvel or DC. It's going to be it's going to be something else. And it probably won't even be a comic book type story. It might be a comic book story, but it's not going to be comic book, like a hero villain thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like a Watchmen type of thing or Viva Vendetta that is like
that's a good option because Timothy Chalamet has proven he doesn't need it. I mean, he's playing Willy Wonka in a movie next year. He's Paul Atreides in Dune, and he did a movie on Netflix for a couple of years ago called The King. I haven't seen it, but he plays opposite Robert Pattinson in that movie. I want to watch it. He's proven he doesn't need, just like with Anya Taylor-Joy, they don't need these comics. I know she did one, but they don't need it. He doesn't need it. And if he ever appears in one, it's going to have to be so good that he can't pass it up. But I bet you they've offered him left and right for shit. Oh God.
Another
Harry Osborn.
Harry.
Yeah, so that means Harry Osborn in that film would be a DJ.
Harry Osborn in the house.
Yeah.
I don't. This cannot work because that is the wrong ethnicity. Spider-Man 29 is Irish Mexican, and Avion is none of those ethnicities. He's not Mexican.
What's your source? Because I've never seen it come out that it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Objections cause for speculation.
Yes. 311 Stargirl 4 times I'll watch tomorrow. Somebody's just being forgot. No, that's all good. No, it's fine because unfortunately, at least in terms of my videos, Titans is not doing well. Because Titans just the views are not there, people are not really caring.
It's on his channel right now.
Yes, but I don't know. I'm excited for the Guardian special. Reviews have already came out.
I think it's weird it's coming out next week and not like in actual, like around Christmas. I think this could have been fun for Christmas.
It was for Nintendo, of course.
It was me. I told
this
him.
This is not bad. He could pop up in the Sandman. That's actually not a bad pull. Because even though I've not seen the show, I've heard it's very different.
I think you would really love it, Joe Jordan.
Eventually, I'll watch it. It's on my watch list because I have so much shit. And I think now with me being so far ahead in terms of recording my weekly shows, I feel like I'm going to take a little bit of a breather besides my vacation and not record because I'm pretty far ahead on them. So I'll probably use that time to catch up on some stuff. But I mean, I could definitely see the Sandman. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I think if Timothy ever does like a comic book show, it will be a comic book property. It's gonna be one of those like where it's like he's not in a costume, but he's playing a character in a comic book universe. I think that's what happened. I think like something like that is a little more prestige, a little more serious, and I think that could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I won't be upset with him if he doesn't do it because there's a number of actors that just don't want to do it. They just don't. And the thing is, career-wise, they don't have to. But we've also seen what it can do for your career. Robert Downey Jr.'s career was saved with Iron Man. Chris Evans became a household name. Chris Hemsworth became a household name because of them being in the MCU. And a number of other actors who had some recognition, or at least people may have known of them, they skyrocketed because they popped up in the MCU. So Timothy Chalamet doesn't need it. He doesn't need it to boost his credibility because him being in Dune alone and then Dune Part 2 next year, he doesn't need it. He's in some of the most high caliber movies we've seen in years because of Denis Villeneuve directing it, but the fact that he's performing a character that's beloved by people for decades. So he's fine.
That means Webhead says, in your thoughts about the TV put for Sony, I think it was a smart thing they've done in years. More well-placed build-up and character growth, which is why I like The Boys and Cobra Kai.
Perfect. Because with these shows, Silk doesn't have to be told in a 2-hour story. Silk can be told in a 6 or 8 hour story with 6 episodes or 8 episodes. I'd prefer 8 and an hour each. But the thing is, with Marvel, they had most of their shows be 40-ish minutes and 6 episodes. But I would assume Amazon's going to say, do an hour. Do an hour. And if they do 6 episodes, an hour each, kind of fluctuates, that's still 6 hours of content versus 2. I think they might do 8, but it's a good point because with TV, it's better buildup. It's more depth and developing your character Because if you're only doing a Silk film and then you're doing this film and then this film and then eventually we'll get to Silk, 2, we've had to wait 4 years.
Yeah, it's a water cooler effect where we can do what we're doing in this Multiverse every week. We check in, we talk about what happened in the latest episode, for example, and that's what's so fun about it. Like that's why I haven't been watching a lot of Netflix shows lately, because once that season comes out of whatever it is watching, you can watch it in a few days and then talk with some people about it, and then you're it's kind of out of sight, out of mind quickly. Which is why I hope they go through with they're gonna, because there's been reported they might be going to weekly format, and I would love to see how that did for Stranger Things or Cobra Kai, something like that.
It definitely helped Stranger Things when they did the first 7 episodes of season 4 in one block, and then the last 2 a month later. It would probably do better, probably. And there's a show. It's not our demographic, but my wife loves it, called Love Is Blind. It's this whole thing where they have to fall in love with somebody. They can't see them until they actually propose, and it's whatever. But she loves this show. But I think they do weekly releases, or at least they do they release some episodes and they give some time, and then there's reunion episodes and then continuation episodes. So they space them out. And they did this with Arcane last year. I think it came out last year. Arcane, the animated show based off of League of Legends, they put out the first 3 episodes in 1 week, the very next week the next 3, the next week the last 3.
Yeah.
So, and they spaced them out.
Each episode?
I think around 30-ish minutes or whatever.
Oh, then that makes sense why they would do that.
Yeah, and they did that. It built the momentum, because those first 2 episodes of Arcane are brutal, and then you have to wait a week. And I think it helped the show, because if they dropped all 9 at once, people would blaze right through it, and it wouldn't have got the momentum each week for waiting for the new episodes. They drop all at once. And I feel like that's what's hurting Netflix. Look at what Disney Plus is doing with the Star Wars content, the Marvel content, especially with Andor. More people are talking about Andor now because it's been going on each week. And then if you look at what Prime did, of course, with the show I will never watch, The Boys, the show kept getting momentum. And WandaVision early on with Marvel, it kept building momentum each week with WandaVision. So Netflix needs to realize you can drop stuff full seasons,
yeah,
but the momentum's gone in literally less than a week. Unless you're a gigantic show like Stranger Things, you may get 2 weeks of discussion online. But eventually, it dies down very fast. If you release Stranger Things, say all 9 episodes each week for 9 weeks, oh my God, it'd be talked about for over 2 months.
Yeah, and remember what you said this morning. We were talking on the phone, and you said if let's say if the Spider Society had not happened on Amazon, it's only on MGM Plus. You're but then there's probably going to be people that just, they just going to subscribe it just for the show and then unsubscribe once the season is done.
Yeah, and if they dropped it all at once, which Amazon doesn't do that, they do it week to week. If they dropped all at once, people would literally sign up for a free trial, binge it in 1 day or 2 days, and then cancel. With this, you can't you can't subscribe for a free month of Amazon Prime if there's 8 episodes, because you won't be able to watch all of them. Mm-hmm. So you have to be in for the long haul. And the thing is, too, if you have quality content and people are sticking around, then if they jump on and subscribe to watch Silk, they'll see, oh, well, there's this show and there's Invincible, because they've done other comic related stories. Of course, The Boys, that spin-off animated thing, they have Invincible. They have content that can keep people holed over. And the thing is, too, if they announce a slate of Spider-Man stuff, then that'll keep people more intrigued. It's kind of, thank you so much. So I did read about what happened with Chris Hemsworth. So he's taking a break from acting. Yes, he found out. Let me actually look this up. Chris Hemsworth. It's not affecting him now, but it will. So Chris Hemsworth will be taking a break from acting after learning he has a genetic predisposition of Alzheimer's. His genetic makeup includes 2 copies of the gene APOE4, which studies have linked to an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. So I guess he just found out about this, so he's taking a break. He's not retiring or quitting, but essentially he knows now that he is at a higher risk of Alzheimer's when he gets older.
Wow. Shit,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's pretty brutal. I'm not sure.
And it came out today?
The news came out today, yes. He did an interview, because I think he's promoting his Disney Plus Nat Geo show, some sort of exploring show. I'm not sure, but it's a Disney Plus series they announced a while back, and he's promoting it. He didn't talk about this at Jimmy Kimmel when he was on Jimmy Kimmel this week. It was in the Variety article. I don't know because I didn't hear about it till today, and he was on Jimmy Kimmel earlier. So I'm guessing he either just found out or he decided to not talk about it on a comedy talk show with Jimmy Kimmel because it's a serious topic. Because I think even Scrubs did an episode kind of like this where a guy brought his mom in and she had this disease, and it's very likely that you'll have it too. And he decided not to get tested to see if he does have it. So I guess he's known for a bit.
Wow. But I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Shit, I had no idea.
It came out of nowhere. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Since they're bringing back Batwoman in Flash Season 9, who told you? They need to bring back White Canary too and Oliver. Well,
I think Oliver should come back. Definitely.
Oliver needs to come back. Actually, Stephen Amell was asked about it, and he says, I'm not in the final episode. It's like, well, he didn't say the show. He just meant the final episode. He can't.
If he's in it, he's not. He's going to lie to all of us.
And also, he signed a contract. He can't say he's in it. He would get in trouble if he said, oh, yeah, I'm in the finale. And watch him. Either he's not in it and he's lying and he pissed off a lot of people, or two, he broke his contract. I love how people go like, well, he said he's not in it. Like, oh, he might be in the show. Like, he could be in the episode before the finale. Like, that's technical too, yes. But
did he say that, by the way? Was it at a con?
There was like I don't know what it was, but there was a video someone had shared on Twitter where it was first a tweet that said Stephen Amell confirms or says he's not in the Flash Season 9. But then the video played and the guy's talking. And he's like, so are you in the final season of Flash? And he's like, I didn't even know about that. Like, I think he's playing coy. I think he knows. I bet he talks to Grant, so he knows. But, are you in the final episode? Because you would think the final episode of The Flash ever, you would think Oliver would pop up somehow. He's like, well, I'm not in it. It's like, well, people are bummed out. And then people start commenting, well, what if he's in the episode before the finale, episode 12, not 13? Even if he is or isn't, he can't say anything. Because if he was already contacted to show up when they shoot that episode, he can't say, oh, yeah, I'm in it. Because he'll be in some serious shit. Same thing with the whole Red Death thing came out from Flash, and Javicia couldn't say anything. She kept reposting, other stuff and pretending it wasn't happening. And then, of course, when DC had to come out, Warner Brothers say, okay, she's playing a mysterious character. Then she started all those articles. But we know what was going on. But, Javicia didn't go out there and say, guys, I'm playing Red Death. Guys, I'm coming back as Batwoman. She finally started posting Batwoman stuff only, but that's because she probably got permission to. But Stephen Amell's not going to go out there and tell at a con or at an event, yeah, I'm in the Flash. I'm in the final episode of the Flash. He'd be in a lot of trouble. So no, he's not going to say that, guys. And with their whole White Canary, I don't see it happening. Sorry. But thank you for the super chat, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amazing Wimphead, for this. The show I will never watch The Boys until 2022. You have felt this multiverse. I know. It's fine. It's okay. Good question, Benjamin. Thank you so much. What is your favorite episode or story arc from the Spider-Man animated series? That's a good question.
It's a tie for me between Spider Saga, the Spider-Verse saga in season 5, and the Black Suit symbiote.
They did a beautiful job telling that in animated form because the comic book run is so good. That comic arc is so great. I actually have it in an omnibus back there. The whole Spider arc where he gets the symbiote. They did a good job with that. And I think Spectacular Spider-Man did great as well. But the animation of the 90s show, just when you look at the comics and how it looked when they told that arc and how the show looked, it was very close. It was really, really cool.
Also, I like the Man Spider storyline. It was so creepy, but it's did you like
Morbius and Spider-Man?
You mean the hand-sucking vampire?
Yeah. Look, I like the design of him and the voice, but the hand thing was weird because they couldn't show him actually biting faces. That's the issue.
I suck plasma.
Well, this is a good idea, Triple X. Britton as Kane Parker. So the clone. So he's the clone of Peter Parker.
Triple X, I'm going to correct you. It says that there's nothing showing or indicating that the show is coming to an end anytime soon. So, I'm
the source. It's coming to an end, guys.
No, it's not coming to an end. They won't even know for like several months. They did not make any decisions on this so on. If maybe they're probably gonna get a fifth and final season at least. And also because I think this season, because Titan is getting so much better reception. Oh my God! Wait a minute!
Get back here, Shocker! You can't escape me! You'll chase you to the end of the earth!
No. Here's how I remember the last time he said, "I will chase you to the end of the earth."
God, hold on. Let me actually pull up Google Chrome. I'm gonna find that clip. Oh,
Can we play that?
It's a short clip. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I've done more. I've grown more than a backbone when he went after Flash.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, can I just say they made that Peter Parker extremely muscular. Like, oh, thank you for another super chat, Scott Evers. Ending of Flash of Earth Prime comic 2022 with Justice League and Oliver at Hollow Justice in 2049 and will tie into the Flash's final arc because Blue Crystal is in 2049. Are you excited to see Hera and Sabine in live action? What was the question? I don't know. What is the question about Justice League and so on? Like, or was that was just a comment?
Okay, so ending of Earth Prime to Oliver at Hollow Justice 2049. Well, I guess the end of the Earth Prime comic was at Oliver. And 2049 is the Blue Crystals is 2049. Will it tie into the final because Blue Crystals there the same year? I would say, like Eric Wallace knows about that comic, so I would assume that there's some sort of he has to know. Well, I'm saying that he knows, so he would have to find. I mean, he doesn't have to tie it in, but since that is canon, he would have to. What are you doing?
No, I got something in my eye. Sorry.
Oh, it's like the way you were doing it was like, what the hell's going on here? He's just shooting his eye out. But shooting his eye out. Sorry. But I mean, I think the whole thing is he's definitely going to tie it in. Because I mean, you can't you can't drop the Oliver Queen at the end of the comic book or the comic arc. Can't drop that bomb and then not do something. I would assume there is a tie-in to it.
The last time I spoke to him, we did talk about the comic, and he was just laughing at me, literally like on video, laughing at me. He's like, "Well, Andy, that comic is canon." Exactly. But he, I know that. I think if anything, the Bloodwork thing will probably tie in. Yeah. But what flex? You all know I'm friends with him. I talked about it. It's not a new thing anymore. But yeah, listen. If they can do tie-ins, awesome. But remember, this was before we found out that this was the final season. So maybe some of those plans will change. But I still feel in my gut that we're gonna see Steven somehow in the series finale. Oh, yeah. Even if he has to film his scenes much earlier, I feel like there's somehow going to be way Oliver is in it. And also, are you excited to see Hera and Sabine in live action?
It's been a long time coming. I'm definitely excited to see this because they're amazing characters in animation, and to have them.
Yeah, Jordan and I are friends. What is? Yeah, of course, Jordan and I are friends.
Do not pull up those lies again. Okay, so
wow.
Can you hear this?
Nope.
No? Wonder why. I have
StreamYard has been doing I'm Chainsaw's right. I don't wait, what is happening right now? Why are people questioning our relationship?
Why is it not playing it?
Send me the link and I can download that and I can upload it.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. Okay. We gotta play this clip though. Stop sharing screen. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Copy the link.
Oh wait, private chat. We can do a private chat. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We're gonna pull on Facebook.
I love how your face goes completely dark when you switch tabs.
There you go.
You need to get a ring light. I'm big. I will get it for you.
I did have a ring light. I got rid of it though because the glasses it makes it's ridiculous. Scorpion. We've been waiting for Scorpion for a long time. And the fact that we just haven't seen him is just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, because we saw him in what was it? Was it No Way? No, not No Way Home.
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
Mhm.
And then they put the Scorpion's face in the in his.
Stop spoiling, Aiden. Don't spoil it.
Wait, what happened?
You say that we're in a complex secret relationship that I can't tell the ghost about.
Oh, you mean me and Eric Wallace? Yeah, we've been friends since season 4. Yeah. So, like, I was like, wait, why are people? I was really like, why are people
During the dark
questioning?
times before the Empire.
Well, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna upload the video. Percent.
Remember that Tanner kid from Cobra Kai?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Todd. Not a bad idea.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
I
I
can
hated
hear
it. Play.
it.
I,
I
yeah,
can hear it.
no
Oh my
shit,
God.
you can't.
Let's do this. Oh my God, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay, so this is from the Spider-Man symbiote storyline, and it's called overacting at it over voice acting at its finest. Oh my god!
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the end!
What?
Oh, lag, it's fine. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Oh my God.
Wait, let me try it one more. Let me try it one more time.
Okay.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
It doesn't even match his body language.
Oh my God.
Shocker! It doesn't even match his body language. It's
That's hilarious.
imagine going imagine
Yeah, because you'd have to like be focused on that.
Oh my god.
So, oh gosh, it's hilarious. So, good question, Scott. Thank you for the super chat again.
Thank you.
Do you think the Mandalorian timeline is set long enough before the sequel trilogy that they can have a story where Luke and Ahsoka team up? Yes. They've already established that within Boba Fett. Yes, they could. If they wanted to do that. And it wouldn't affect the sequel trilogy because it's set way before. But obviously, I don't just shoehorn it in just to do it. I want it to actually have a story purpose because it made sense why Luke was in the mix with Grogu, but you'd have to have an actual good reason besides, oh, well, I trained under your dad before he went to her. So give us a good story purpose. Let's see. Imagine Tom Holland doing this.
Goblin! I'll chase you to the Triple A, how close friends are Eric Walls, Eric and Andy? Answer my question, please. Yeah, we got to know each other during season 4. It was at WonderCon. I was hanging out with some other Arrowverse writers, and I got introduced to him. And we talked and just talked about the show and other things that stays between him and I. And then we would keep meeting each other at cons the following year or so. And then he knew I loved the show. He knew I did a podcast. And then we've known each other for about 5 years now. I guess it will be almost 6. And
we need him. Yes.
Oh yeah, and also we need Josh Keaton as Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh yes.
Yes. Josh Keaton is like he looks a lot like he can be like a good Peter Parker in live action.
I don't know what this is. Would you guys be interested in doing a joint session? I don't know what that is.
I don't want to smoke it. I don't want to smoke a joint. No.
I wasn't even thinking that, but that makes sense. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat again. Or is Mandalorian even canon? Yes, it's canon. Why would the Mandalorian?
It's because people don't like the sequel trilogy.
It's canon. Mandalorian.
I'm gonna let them take this one. I need to run to the bathroom because I need to pee real bad. I will be right back.
Yes. So, Mandalorian's canon. Secret trilogy is canon. Yes. Thank you for the super chat, though. It is canon, though. When he calls, it says I'll chase you line, so like BBC. Exactly, it does. Like, because there are so many times in Dragon Ball Z, like Goku or Cell or any of the other characters are screaming into the heavens. For what purpose? Don't know. I mean, Billy, that's the only thing you do. Just say, I like, Billy, that your picture. I've always noticed this, but I'm going to comment on it finally. Billy is like a crown on the side of the wolf's head. I think that was intentional. Oh God, that's funny. And that's fine if you think it ruins it, but it's still canon, man. I'm sorry. It sucks. Do you plan on catching up on BCS? BCS. What is BCS? BCS. I don't know what that is. Do you know what do you know what BCS is?
Oh, that's
Catch up on BCS. I don't even know what I'm not getting. Oh, Better Call Saul.
okay.
No, I probably won't. No, it's fine. BD9, I meant like if I can join in on another live stream with you guys and share some ideas. Well, we plan on down the road at some point doing a live show and bringing some fans in. Obviously, we're going to be very thorough and make sure we're not just inviting anybody in. But we plan on having some fans jump in at like a special show at some point, maybe like a celebratory episode or something to celebrate whatever. And we might have some fans come in to discuss different things. I mentioned how the Billy on the wolf is like a crown. And I mentioned, he's like, yeah, I told you that crown on purpose. I actually did it on purpose.
I love that's a cute picture.
It's adorable.
Bachelor of Chemical Science.
That's a good show.
Hey, Jordan, are you caught up on the Bachelor of Chemical Science? Oh my God. Can you believe what Donna did on the last episode of Bachelor of Chemical Science?
I was confused. I was just confused why biographs showed up in the post-credit scene. I didn't understand that part.
I don't wait, what happened?
They I guess everybody wanted to hide so that when you came back there was no one here. Fernando, Bebo can't sing. Look, it's a very good talent show. They try to teach Bebo to sing and it doesn't work out. You know.
Simon Cowell.
And every time it's Fernando, I think another mod too. They're always talking about, I think Fernando is very specific about Emmy sweeping. Something is just going to Emmy sweep. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to Emmy sweep. I don't know. 50th episode or 100th? I mean, maybe. I guess it depends on, like, because the thing is, too, we also plan ahead of our shows in terms of if we know a movie's coming out that week, then we're going to do a live show covering that film, like we've done with Multiverse of Madness, Black Adam, Black Panther. So it depends on when it falls on. You know, Who knows? Maybe one of our anniversary episodes will fall on a movie. You never know.
Yeah, I think because we are now at episode 37, I think we're gonna, theoretically we're gonna be close to. I think in January we're hitting episode 50 because I'm sure. Okay, so let's just talk about what's happening next week because next week you're gonna be off.
Vacation.
Yeah. Vacation, yeah, which he deserves, y'all. He's been working really, really hard. Like I think actually he's been working because usually sometimes I will call him in the afternoons, and even this week he's been insanely busy. So he don't bombard him with a bunch of are you gonna react to this? Are you gonna react to this? No, let the brother sleep. Let him enjoy his life as well.
The only time I will jump out of my scheduled uploads while I'm gone is if Indiana Jones drops a trailer. If that happens while I'm on vacation or something big, because I don't expect anything, but you never know.
I think next week's gonna be a little slow, but yeah, I might do a show here on the channel next week and with a guest or something. So episode 37.5 might be a thing. We will let you guys know by Wednesday. But
I'll be on the road that morning, but you guys will know. I will take everybody with me. We're all going on a vacation.
Everyone can. No, our family doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Andy is.
I mean, we're Persians.
Odd.
I'm very odd. Yeah.
Andy's odd.
Also, my I mean, we don't even eat. My all of us are basically vegetarians. Except for my.
Andy is too woke to kill turkeys.
but I'm kidding. We're vegetarians.
Andy is too woke. Andy is so woke that the woke turkeys won't even talk to him.
They won't even wake up. They just sleep.
No, they're sleeping. No,
they're like
okay. And you know this to be a fact because if you go on anti-woke YouTube for turkeys, you'll see them posting videos about it.
I
I
think.
think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
We'll be on for a few more minutes, guys.
Yeah.
It is 11 and it needs to wind down. So any final thoughts? Any final super chats? Be greatly appreciated. But we are slow on the roll. Andy, no gobble, the gobble.
Wait, what? I don't understand this joke.
It's just gobble the turkeys, gobble gobble. Andy, no gobble.
Gobble gobble gobble.
Here's
Here's the thing. This is Jordan's channel, and the fact that people even like want to show up, just for me, I feel that's a little wrong. I feel if anything, I should bring on a guest to kind of help with the dynamic, and so I appreciate it. It makes the web better, but it's a lot of responsibility. I get very nervous and so because I'm like, what if I do something that messes up something for Jordan and whatever. So but thank you. Yeah. What demons
Billy.
Wait, what? Wait, Killer Scorpion. Wait, why is he capitalizing?
I will.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I have seen the finale of season 3. I've already seen the first 2 episodes of season 4. Did I see episode? Wait,
you started season 4 last week.
But I can't remember. Did I watch episode 3 of season 4? I can't fucking remember. Look it up. But yes, I did see it, and it's kind of trippy. Man. Yes, I did see the 3rd episode of season 4. Yes. So yes.
And we're 25 likes, so let's get to 30 at least before we wrap it up.
Give me the 30 likes, guys.
It's
wow, you have seriously leveled up.
Why are you doing that? Like, why?
No, because she's like, I guess she's like looking at her coffee or something. I can't remember like the context of the scene because obviously I zoomed in on that shit, so I felt like there's some context left out.
Yeah.
I really hope we get another like iconic way of saying because there's other ways of level up in the season, but I just picked that one. It's like I remember that one specifically. Like that was like one of the first ones. Like, so I really hope we get like an iconic one next.
I have not. Oh yeah, this gets very more interesting in the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Look at this. Can you believe how Goldface completely rejected Great Rat and said, "I don't like you. I only like that next to on that lesson bit of Bachelor of Chemical Science." You know what? I can completely buy the idea that he would reject her because she's garbage. I don't like her. She would probably just make up lies about their marriage all the time on the internet. He's like, honey, that's not even true. It's like, but I do it for the views, for the clicks.
Yes.
Let's see what. Let me see. And its aggressive wokeness prevents him from even briefly glancing at a turkey, live or dead. I'm just vegetarian. I'm just vegetarian. But you know what? My dad probably likes turkey. He eats meat still. But we just don't do Thanksgiving in my family. Let's see. Are you excited about Captain Marvel 2? Yeah. The Marvels, it's gonna be great.
I think we're all waiting for that, Billy. We're all waiting.
On Rat Earth?
Yeah, everyone's a rat. All the characters, like we have, like I remember he went through the whole detail. We have Barry Allen as a rat, Oliver Queen as a rat. We have Mick, not now Mick, as
not now Mick.
Not now Mick.
We haven't said that in a long time.
It's been a bit. I mean, Billy used to say that quite a bit. Oh yeah, see exactly the same thing. Universe.
It's
a whole thing.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm just scrolling through quickly. Why is he acting like the shark killed Uncle Ben?
He is. He's screaming so loud.
Yeah, because I don't even remember why was he so angry.
I don't remember.
It must have been because of the symbiote suit.
That is a major throwback. It is. It's okay, Bill. You don't feel bad, man.
Yeah, it's a
Just
holiday. Yeah,
shake a stick at it. Exactly. Shake a sticker at it.
yeah. At least,
Classic.
at least get us something nice for the Christmas streams that we will have in December. Let's see what else. I'm just going. It was me, Barry.
Must be Barry all along. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. We had a pretty good stream in terms of topics. We had Indiana Jones, Silk. We had DC, Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff.
What question?
What question?
Oh, what are your thoughts on Titan's Raven and Star Sebastian being related? And do you think Sebastian will stay good or eventually become a villain?
Have you seen the pictures that came out before the show aired? Have you seen the promo images of the villains?
Can the Shocker be a new clip? That's up to Jordan. He decides on that because I don't,
The Shocker thing might. I don't know. Like just a Shocker.
Shocker.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe because I don't want to play like two. Maybe that one little bit. We'll see. But I think that's what
it's technically Disney now, so you don't want to get in trouble with
yeah,
Disney.
well, I mean, obviously, still want to have a clip growing too long, but the Shocker yell thing is classic. You're welcome, Jillian. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We thank you guys so much for being here and supporting, whether it's through just watching the show, giving your comments. Super chats are obviously very appreciative. We thank all of you guys for being here just in general to discuss all these topics, and we really appreciate you guys commenting your thoughts during the show as well when we're actually going through the topics, because it helps the engagement and it kind of gives us, what you guys are also feeling about it.
Triple X is
Oh, Jesus. God.
I think you leave a trail of tweets every damn place that you tweet.
Exactly.
He's
Guys, don't say bye just yet, because we still have the thing to play.
Yeah. I might also stream on Twitch this weekend, but then otherwise I'll be back here next Friday likely with a special guest. While Jordan is on on well-earned vacation. We will find out. We will find out if he will crash a stream or not. It would be like he'll show up on the stream going gobble gobble and he just leaves.
I probably should just almost gobble gobble and leave.
He will bring an actual turkey. This is the Lucy the turkey.
Yeah, Lucy the turkey here. So, as you guys know, we end every stream with this clip. It is the clip, and that he's cosplaying right now as Nora in the beginning of the shot. So, as we always like to say, Gracie, parents died.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Don't believe him, Grace. Oh my God, Gracers, don't believe him. Don't believe him in that raggedy coat. He looks so goofy. Like, you can imagine putting her and Oliver's facial reaction like
together. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend,
Talk to you
everyone.
soon.
Stay safe.
Bye, everybody.
Gracie!
I won.
Ezra, take me now.